I'm pissed. I am just pissed. All right, so I live in Las Vegas, and there's a lot of sunshine here, and I like lower energy bills. So, genius that I am, I'm like, I'm gonna get solar for my roof. Well, I don't know who to go to get solar from. You don't buy them all that often. So I did what anybody would do. I started looking on Yelp and looking at reviews and seeing what people say. And there was one company that really was like, their reviews were stellar. It's called Solar Optimum. A gentleman named Brandon emailed me within an hour of me emailing him. And by the way, no shade on Brandon. He was great. He answered all my questions. He gave me a very prompt estimate. It was like $65,000 or something, and explained the whole thing to me so I could understand it. I verified everything with ChatGPT, but then he sent the contract over because I was like, Brandon, let's do this. I'm ready. Like, you're awesome. Your company must be awesome because I've read nothing but great reviews. Sends the contract over. And I read the contract. Always read the contract. There was a few things in there that were a little squirrely that, like, okay, that's normal stuff. But this is the reason I'm making this video. There was a non-disparagement clause in there that basically said, oh, if you write a negative Yelp review, your 25-year warranty is null and void. So now I know why they are the most highly rated solar company in all of Las Vegas. It's because they're threatening their customers. It's in the contract. So here's the deal. I'm not signing it, obviously. So I'm going to write the Yelp review. I'm going to do this. And I don't know how much farther I feel like taking this. I don't know. I'm in marketing. Maybe I'm going to go and send something to the local TV stations. Maybe I'll send something over to, I don't know. There's a lot of consumer advocacy websites, things like that. I want as many people to hear this as possible. So if you or somebody that you know is thinking about getting solar panels in Las Vegas, let them know. Solar Optimum, read the contract. Brandon's awesome. He should go work for somebody else.
Coming from somebody who did door-to-door solar for a year and did very well at it and is no longer in the solar industry, I can tell you that there are things in these contracts that many homeowners just aren't aware of. So the company that I had worked for, they had an arbitrary clause where the homeowner could not sue the solar company, and they'd have to do mediation in court to come to some type of agreement in case of an issue. Not only that, but I would always knock doors for homes that had solar just to see what their overall experience was. And a lot of people just weren't satisfied. I mean, we're talking about when they have issues, let's say electrical problems, the panels aren't working. Let's say if they need their roof replaced, it's like pulling teeth trying to get the company to come out. And I don't know if this is true for all companies, but it would be pulling teeth to get the company out to take down the panels, which you'd have to pay at the time $175 per panel. So let's say, let me do the math here. If you have, let's say, 30 panels times 175, you're paying over $5,000 to have the panels removed. And I don't know if that's a one-time fee or if it's extra to store it. So it gets really expensive just to remove the panels off of your home to replace your roof that may be leaking and may need repairs or be changed. So it just becomes a headache for the homeowner. And I just wasn't willing to be part of an industry where more people were upset of the product long term than satisfied. And so for me, it became something where I realized that I wasn't no longer motivated by money, but motivated by people and customer service. So be careful with companies, especially with solar, if they're coming to you. If you're not going to the company and the company is coming to you looking for business, be very, very aware.
Don't get solar panels on your damn house, because when you try to sell it, they could very likely kill your deal. I've got a deal going on right now, okay? It's got solar panels on it. Yes, it saves them monthly from their gosh darn electric bill. So their solar panel bill is only a flat $117 a month, and then their electric bill goes to like a flat $19 a month. So yes, it saves them money per month. But them damn things got like a 20-year contract. So my deal has canceled twice. It's my listing. We had one person, they got all the information, cancel. They got another contract. They got all the information about the solar panels, cancel. Those solar panels are cheap. Get rid of them. I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan. You're not going to get on here and tell me about the environment and none of that. Because when you go to sell your house, unless you pay them damn things off, it's going to kill or hinder your deal. Okay? So no damn solar panels. So what the heck are you waiting for? Stop buying solar panels. Don't do it.
And that's another issue too, with people selling their homes and having to pay off the panels before they sell the house, or people backing out of deals. Personally, I haven't experienced a previous client that I sold solar to having that issue, because I wasn't in the business long enough to actually witness it. But I have heard that if you there's two ways to get panels, right? There's the purchase option, right, where you own the panels outright, right? You either finance or get a loan. But then the second option is you actually get what's called a PPA, which is a power purchase agreement. Now with the PPA, what it does is it gives you a 25-year warranty, bumper to bumper, right? Where they fix any panels if they go bad, if the inverter goes bad, right? It's taken care of by the company for the next 25 years. And with that option, it sets, they claim, now this may or may not be true, they claim that with this option, if you go to sell it, it just transfers over to the next homeowner, and technically you don't have to pay any big amount before the sell. It just transfers over and gives the new homeowner a cheaper electric bill. Now, I don't know how true that is, because I was never around to really experience it in the industry long enough, but that's what they say. And most people that are going with this option, which is a zero down option, you don't have to pay anything, because everybody pays a solar charge on their electric bill, right? So that may be another issue that may also occur.
For the love of God, stop putting solar panels on your house unless you're paying cash. I cannot physically handle it anymore. I just had a client that had to bring $34,000 to the closing table in order to pay off their solar panel loan. I feel physically ill over that. It adds no value. Zero value. Buyers don't care, appraisers don't care, mortgage companies don't care. They're not going to add value to your house because you decided to make a bad financial decision. Don't do it.
Okay, I'm a part-time realtor here in DFW, Texas, and I just wanted to say something for anybody out there that is a homeowner. Do not do solar panels. Solar panels, I mean, I'm not going to say solar panels are a scam, but the way these install companies work, these fly-by-night companies that are going to, door to door to door, they're all different. Here's what's going to happen when you put solar panels on your house, and it's not going to do what you say. You're not going to get free electricity. You're not going to make a ton of money selling back to the grid and all this stuff. But what you're going to do is you're going to get stuck with a big old payment. They're going to sell you on tax credits and this and that, and it's going to raise the value of your home. Absolutely not. When somebody's buying a home, they really don't want to deal with your solar panels. Your solar panels are a lease. And when you go to sell your home, this is where the nightmare comes in. Most realtors don't even want to mess with your home if you got solar panels, especially if your home's not even nice. If your home is just kind of ugly, it's unupdated, and you got solar panels, you are a realtor's nightmare. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Because those solar panels, we don't know if that company's bankrupt. You got to hope to be able to get a hold of them. And the truth is, and especially in this market, you're in a buyer's market here in Texas, 100%. Those solar panels are going to have to get paid off. Because whoever's buying your house doesn't want to inherit your debt. If your house is worth $350,000, it's not worth more because you got solar panels, and nobody wants to buy your house for $350,000 and inherit your lease payment on those stupid solar panels. Solar panels are just a mess for all kinds of reasons. You ever need a new roof, you got to rip them things apart. If any parts of them go bad, there's just so much that can go wrong with solar panels. There's just really no reason, especially in Texas with the energy, with what we pay for energy. There's no reason to get them. So the biggest scam they'll tell you is when they come at your door. I've had them come to my door a lot. They're like, oh, it increases the value of your home. No, it doesn't. 100%. They're a straight line to your face. It does not. They're a problem when you sell a house. No, nobody wants to deal with it on the buyer side and the seller side. It's just a nightmare all around. It's the number one complaint you'll see on like realtor groups when realtors talk is the number one stressor everywhere in the country seems to be these stupid solar panels. Just don't do it. Don't do it. If you're going to live in that house for the rest of your life, and you know that for a fact, the average house, I think here in Texas, people move on average something like 7 years. There's always going to be a reason. You need a new school district, you're moving to a new city because your job switched, something. But don't ever assume you're going to live in a house forever. Now, you got to kind of know that if you're retired and, you just got money in the bank and you're in the perfect home and you just know you're going to stay there until you drop dead, I guess go ahead and get solar panels if you really want them. But like otherwise, don't do it. I'm just telling you, don't do it. Don't do solar panels. They're a scam.
I do agree with a lot of points that this guy made when it comes to solar panels being a headache. Now, I have had clients where, for example, I have one in particular that I'm thinking about where they had a 300 plus electric bill a month, and I was able to get her bill down to half of that, right? So like around 150. So she was saving $150 a month. She was super happy. But now the thing is, when it comes to solar and door knockers, there's going to be many companies that knock for solar with different faces coming to your door. And so what happens is that there's a high turnover rate within the first 6 to 12 months of new solar reps that enter certain areas and certain neighborhoods. Now, because it's an industry where less than 10% of people make it full time in that industry, is how the system kind of keeps rolling, right? So you'll have the guys at the top who've been in the business for a while and are making residual off of the sales that each individual is making as they come in. Because if the last person didn't make it, they'll have their friends and family come in as recruits, and they say that your recruit is your replacement. So they're always circulating new people that's coming into territories to try to sell solar. And the reason why solar reps are so incentivized to make sales is because they're under a lot of pressure, one, and they have quotas that they have to hit, two, and their commissions on average are about $7,000. So anywhere from as low as $2,000 on a commission on a single house, depending on how much they bless you with the rate and the price, because they dictate the price according to what you need repairs, up to $30,000 per home. So if we're talking about $2,000 to $30,000 for one particular home that is south facing, that has a flat roof, you will not see the end of day of getting knocked by solar reps ever, until the house gets solar or you just stop opening the door overall, right? And so let's say somebody charges you the max rate, right? They make $30,000. So now let's say in this situation you need a roof. A roof only goes for $10,000, $10,000 to $15,000 on average. They may cover it for you. And if you need an electrical panel, they may also cover that, because they're still left with about more than $10,000 in profit, even if they do all of the work where zero out of cost to the homeowner. But sometimes they will make the owner pay a portion so that they keep more of the commission because of greed. So the commissions compensate so much where they're able to repair that roof that may need to be repaired for you in order for you to go solar, because certain companies have that standard where you need a roof that's, that has more of like a certain years of expectancy on the roof before they can approve your home to go solar. So they'll eat the cost on their commission just so they can make that profit on the side, which is still a good chunk of money. So that's why it's so incentivized by reps that continue to knock your door, because every door that you knock potentially has a $7,000 plus or on average payout per sale. So if you knock 100 doors, you close 5 deals, you're not complaining. Nobody's complaining. So that's where the solar reps, that's why they're so incentivized to continue to knock and to continue to like circle sell at the door and really be pushy and try to say whatever they can to make the sale, just because they know they probably won't make it, and they're under a lot of pressure on the quotas, where if they don't pressure at the door, they can also lose their job potentially as well after making over $10,000 plus a month if you're somebody who's like really good and really aggressive. So it gets tricky, and at the end of the day, it's the homeowners who suffer in the end when they go to sell their house and they have problems with their solar panels, or they have issues because the solar reps they're not going to care to fix your issue, because they're just solar reps, and they'll tell you to reach out to customer service, which most customer service companies with solar are absolutely terrible, or they've either gone out of business, or they just don't care enough to come and help you because they've already locked in the deal, and it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to remove the panels, and it just becomes a whole thing. So yeah, if you guys want more content like this when it comes to solar panels, I'm definitely open to talking more about it, because I was one of the guys who was full-time, so I actually did very well for myself. But if you made it to the end, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and drop a blue heart if you made it to the end. Until next time.